Hello, this is Pat Heyman back from the dead practically. Okay, I'm not dead, but I've been sick for about a week or two, and I haven't put up a video probably in about 3 weeks now, mostly because of time commitments, both at work and then also I've just been doing a ton of Masternodes. I've done more than 80 secure node installs now, and I've done probably 300 Masternode installs. So just wanted to talk a little bit about the market in general, and then also give you guys a couple tips about how you can do your Masternodes easier. So first of all, here we have masternodes.online, and let's just sort by Masternode worth. And I want you to just take a look at the large number of Masternode coins that are worth less than, say, $20 or $50. Now, a lot of these, not too long ago, were worth several $1,000s. My very first Masternode coin, Goa, when I first bought it, was $5,000. Now it's $50. It at one time briefly went up to $40,000, and I could have sold it at $20,000 really easily, but I held on to it. Now, I made my money back in terms of the amount of money that I put in because it stayed high enough, long enough for me to earn my investment back. However, wouldn't it have been a lot nicer to have made quadruple my initial money and sold it and come out ahead? Well, of course, if we had a crystal ball and knew what was going to happen, we could always do that. But generally speaking, when a coin triples or quadruples in value, you might want to consider selling it. Maybe not all of it, but a lot of it. Chances are it's going to come back down, and even if it breaks your masternode, well, you can always generate a new transaction hash, and you don't even have to pay me an additional fee to set anything up. You can do that all on the wallet end. I'd highly recommend doing that. So just a little bit of de-risking. Now, let's just take a quick look at this very bottom one, Adirondack. This one is relatively new, and it started out about $2.30, and if you look at it now, it is less than 1/10 of a cent per coin, and you needed 1,000 for a masternode. So this went from $2 down to 1/10 of a cent. That is an enormous drop in value. Even if you're starting at a relatively low price of $2,300 for a masternode, losing it all in, let's see, 15 days isn't the most fun. So be very careful when you're choosing your masternode coins that, let's take a look at this ROI. 4,600%. You can make your entire investment back in a mere 8 days, except that the price went from $2,300 to, well, $1. So be very, very careful about chasing high ROI. So what should you look at? Sorry, my voice is like going. But here's what I would recommend if you're looking for lower cost Masternode coins right now. Again, I am not a financial advisor. This is just my opinion about some coins that I think have done well. That doesn't mean they'll continue to do well, but I think they might. So let's come into the $500 range. And Bitcoin Lightning lost an enormous amount of value. But it's still around. It's still actively being developed. It's probably going to be okay in the long run. Another one that is doing fairly decently is Cubic. It's being actively developed. Decent amount of volume there. Let's see, take a look. Bitcoin Lightning, not as much volume, but okay. I like Sub 1x. I made a video about that one. And the volume is beginning to come up, and the value is beginning to come up a little bit as well. High temperature coin, a lot of people have been having me install this one. I don't know whether it's going to keep its value. It's dropped significantly in price. So if it can keep this price, it'll probably do pretty well for you over the intermediate term, but it's hard to say. Another one, Beetle. This one has lost a lot of its value from its high. I think its high was about 8,000. Now it's about 6,600, but it's up from its low, and it's got a small amount of volume. My favorite in this fairly low cost is probably going to be Smart Cash. And here's Smart Cash. So this one It's got a relatively low ROI, less than 100%. However, take a look at the number of masternodes. Now, they call them smart nodes, but same thing. So 10,000 masternodes. This is an enormous project. There's a lot of people behind this. It's very actively developed. So, and if you take a look at the volume, 100, 200, almost $200,000 in volume. If you want to sell your masternode, you can do it. So at one point, this was worth $20,000 ever so briefly in time back in, I think it was mid-January when things were at all-time highs. So if that ever happens again, you will be very happy with this particular coin. Can't guarantee it'll happen. Might never happen again, but this is the kind of project that the chances of it going to zero are much, much lower than all those other ones we were looking at. I've mentioned bit rewards in a previous one. I like the project overall, but the volume isn't there in terms of me being able to say, yeah, that's a really kind of safer bet. A lot of people have been installing Rupaya. Its ROI is down because of the large number of masternodes, but that's also a good thing. A little bit higher volume than some of these lower ones, but there you go. This one is an interesting one, Core. They've got a relatively low ROI. They also have a relatively low number of masternodes, but they've got a ton of volume, and that's mostly because they're listed on Bittrex. Now, they have very good marketing in terms of, they sponsor surfers, and they've got a lot of really cool marketing. However, they're promising the moon, but they can barely have a working wallet. The wallet is extremely buggy, and it's really hard to sync. I would see them more as a speculative trading coin than I would as an actual masternode coin, but maybe. Ultima, this one is relatively new. I don't know anything about it as a project, but it's got decent volume for the moment, so might be okay. Cropcoin, this one recently got listed on Masternodes on CoinMarketCap, which is a fairly high achievement. It's been a lot harder for these smaller coins to do that recently, but that's a pretty good accomplishment. I'm not the hugest fan of Cropcoin's development team. I think it's just a matter of time before it crashes and burns, but it's stuck around a lot longer than I thought would be possible. And its value is higher than it has been for quite a long time. So I've been wrong about this one in the opposite direction. Gio is another one that has fairly decent volume in terms of these smaller coins, decent ROI, and fairly low cost. The ones that I think are probably the most successful is going to be Apollon. This one has surprised me in its ability to keep its price, and it's actually come up in value recently. The ROI is down just because of the large number of masternodes that are now there. Polis is probably one of the more successful of these smaller masternode coins, and its ROI is also way down because of the large number of masternodes that are currently on the network. The new one that's got a lot of talk behind it is this one, Pure. Now, yesterday it had $500,000 of volume. Today it only has $220,000 of volume. The price has been holding fairly steady around this level. And they've currently got more than 1,000 masternodes, and the ROI is above 1,000%. So if it can keep this, it's got a lot of volume, and you can make your money back fairly quickly. So overall, I think that is probably one of the brighter lights if it can keep its performance. Another one that's been doing pretty well in this area is Stipend. A client bought one of these for about $10,000. It went down to about $3,000. Boy, is that scary. But now it's back up to $9,000. And it's got a relatively high ROI and relatively high volume. Once you get above that, you're getting into much higher price things. So I'm going to keep this under $10,000 for today. So those are just some of the ones that I think might be decent coins in terms of current market. And because my voice is going, I'm actually going to stop this video. We're at 10 minutes. I'll do another one tomorrow night on just some tips about how you can run your masternode a little bit more efficiently when you're setting it up. I think I'm going to cut this video short, But I do want to mention that I am planning on releasing a course on how to build your own masternodes and set them up. Some of my clients are relatively tech savvy and they would just like to have a little bit of handholding, and I can't provide that on a one-to-one person basis. I did that like for my first week setting up masternodes, and it was just so time consuming that it's just, I can't do it. But I can create some courses and show you how to set up some of the masternode coins. So if you're interested in that, there'll be a sign-up form on my website, patheyman.com/masternodes. And if you want me to set up a course or set up a masternode for you, then at the same web page, there's a form there about the services I provide and a form that you can fill out, and I'll get back to you. On that note, have a good night, subscribe, and I'll talk to you later.